Hello and welcome everybody. This is the first official video that I am putting out on this new channel. So welcome. I am kind of a hobbyist crafter, if you will. Little bit of a backstory. Back in 2021 is kind of when I really started getting into crafting as an adult. As a child, I've always loved crafting. It's always been a hobby of mine, doing different things, but I never really settled on one thing. And in 2021, I came up with this idea of creating a name, which is Firefly Creations. Of course, the name of the channel as well. As you can see, we have lots of yarn behind me. Right now I am primarily doing crochet amigurumi. I've been doing markets for the last year. Next weekend will be my 1-year anniversary of actually doing markets. This year's been a lot busier than last. I have been doing crochet amigurumi for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in October. Not where my crafting started. I actually started back in 2021. I actually started doing signs. I had purchased a Cricut at that time. And of course, 2021, we were kind of all up in the air in the world. We had the pandemic going on. I was lucky enough that I was still working. I was working full time. However, it was a lot less stressful than it was when the doors were open and business was as usual. So I had purchased my Cricut at that time just to have a hobby, a pastime at home, something that I can do when the kids were a little bit younger and when they were in bed. So that's where I started. I actually started doing some signs, and I will try to post a few pictures here to kind of show you what I used to do. Fast forward until about 2023, I actually sold all my Cricut stuff. I had one of the Cricut Explore Airs. I had the heat press, so I was doing t-shirts and sweatshirts and that kind of idea as well. I sold everything. Hindsight, kind of regretted that decision, but here we are, 2025. And I'm actually looking to potentially purchase one again, funny enough. But I started doing crochet amigurumi. I crocheted years ago. I did blankets when my children were babies. They're now 16 and 20, but when they were babies, I would knit and crochet. I would make them blankets, just something that they had made from me, that then hopefully that they can carry with them for many years to come. They still have them, which is awesome. I had tried crochet amigurumi once, got very frustrated with it. I put it down and I didn't pick it back up until almost 2 years ago, and I haven't looked back since I picked it back up. I will also post a few pictures here as well of all my creations, what I've done up to this point. I do not create my own patterns. I do use a lot of patterns that I find. I do purchase some off of Etsy as well. Huge shout out to anybody that posts their crochet amigurumi or even just patterns in general for free. Someone like myself, absolutely appreciate it. I take a book with me to my markets that actually have the names of those creators, so I definitely want to give them credit when I can. Anytime I post on Instagram, I try to post the names of those creators because I am not creating those patterns. But again, I absolutely appreciate that these creators post them for free. So I typically use those patterns to create my items. Where I'm sitting right now is actually my craft room. And this is kind of where we're going to start. We're going to start from square one. I want to create sort of a welcoming area. Right now, I have the window behind me. I have my yarn on a shelf, which is semi-organized right now. Definitely not as organized as I would like to be. The mess that you can't see is in front of me. I have a lot of bins on the floor with random art supplies in it. Some things that have nothing to do with art or crafts. I have a table to the side, and it is just littered with random things right now. So step number one is to clean out this room. I'm hoping to do that this weekend. Step number two is going to be painting this room. I already have the paint, some fun colors, some I have a really, really dark purple, so I'm hoping to kind of do like a feature wall. So I'm going to bring you along for the entire journey, right from step one, which is right now, into painting, and then we're going to get organized. There is going to be a shopping trip involved, which is going to go get all my shelving that I want. I've already picked it out. I have it in a cart, so I know exactly what I am going to go to the store and pick up, but it's going to be a bit of a road trip. We have to go to a little bit bigger city to get to the store that I want. Picking almost everything up from IKEA. So one of my favorite stores, and we don't have one near us, so a little bit of a road trip to go get that. But we're going to get a desk and tables and a whole bunch of stuff to organize things like the yarn. So once we get organized, from there it's just going to be creating. I have a few more markets left for this year. I have one coming up next weekend. So today, right now, is Thursday. So this weekend is a free weekend for me. Next weekend is a market, end of summer market before the kids go back to school. My next one after that is in September. It's about mid-September. I actually did the exact same market in May. They host 2 per year. The one in May wasn't as busy as previous years. This is my first year attending these ones, but speaking to some of the vendors that have been going for quite a few years, they did say traffic was quite low this year. I'm not sure if it was just because it was held on Mother's Day weekend. At that point in the year, we had gone through the coldest May that we have gone through in our area since the 60s. So I think people were just outside enjoying the day because it was a nice sunny day. It was a perfect day for an outdoor market, but at the same time it was Mother's Day and it was one of the nicest weekends that we had had in a long time. So I just don't think people, their first thought wasn't to go to a market, it was to hang out with their family. So I completely understand that, but they do have another one in September. This one typically is a lot busier than the one in May anyway, so really hoping that that one has a lot more foot traffic than we saw in May. So crossing our fingers for that. After that, took the entire month of October off from markets. I'm just really going to focus on creating. After I had one very successful market that I did do a little bit of clips on, so I'll try and post that in the future. It was in June, the first weekend in June, and it was a festival that I went to, and by far my most successful market that I've ever been to. It was a one-day market. It's the longest market that I've ever done. It was 8 hours from open to close for people to come in. I was actually there for more like 11 hours just from setup to teardown, but huge success. So I'll try to post a little bit of a video clip. It won't be very long because I didn't do a whole lot in my phone. I do all my filming on my phone, and it actually ran out of space as I was in the middle of doing a video clip. So there won't be a long one, but I will kind of bring you along that little bit of a journey on that market. I've had a very bad habit of not taking video while I'm at the markets, whether it's tear down or setting up, tearing down, or just even throughout the day. So I'm going to get better at that. But yeah, so we took October off and really just to focus on rebuilding the stock. A lot of my stock that I've had for this year, I actually did over the winter last year because I really don't do markets over the winter. I start in the spring, I end in sort of the fall, very early winter. Last year I did my last market the first week of December. So we'll see how that goes. I do have 2 markets right now in November. So I don't know if we're going to do any markets beyond November, but we'll see. There was the one that I did do early December last year. I haven't seen them post for this year. I'm hoping that they do because it was a fun one. I was actually in the middle of a hockey tournament last year. So there was a lot of families coming through all day. And of course, when you're selling stuffies and cute little things like that, it's really the kids that kind of drive the market for us. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. But anyway, right now, November is the end of market season for me. And then again, throughout the winter, I'm just going to build up stock, make what I can. On top of the crochet amigurumi, I've actually started doing keychains made out of silicone beads. So I kind of have to mix it up a little bit. And like I said, I am looking at buying a Cricut again, so I want to get back into that, maybe doing some signs, some shirts, maybe some smaller items just to start things off, not going big on that right away. But I have a lot of ideas and I can't wait to share it all with you. So I hope that you'll come along the journey with me. We're starting right from scratch here, and we'll see where the future takes us. Anyways, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.